I got to come in here and hide because this looks awful. Hey everybody, welcome back to Transsexual Sunday. Hey everybody, welcome back to Transsexual Sunday. This is Diana Salameh, your hostess. You know the spiel. We're not here to groom anybody, so you have to be 18 to be up in here because we're a bunch of older transsexuals, the transsexual elders, the real transsexual elders, telling our stories. We're not here to influence anybody to do what we did. We just want to share our stories with other transsexuals and to show the mainstream what the difference is in transsexual and transgender. So, if you're interested, then stick around. I'll talk a little bit about this and a little bit about that. But if you're a troll or a TERF, an extreme transgender or non-binary, you could just kick yourself out because I don't have patience for it. I do have a reputation of cutting people off at the knee because I've been 50 years doing this. Nothing anybody says will change my opinion or how I feel about myself, because I have pride. Not trans pride, but I have pride in the human being that I am. How I go through life respecting everybody. I don't cause people to feel uncomfortable. So, this is what it is. So, I'm going to talk a little bit. This is the weekend. This is the weekend that we're having Santa Claus over at Ruby Cat's Antique Mall, one of the antique malls that we have booths in. And what's so fabulous about this is Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, they look just like the real deal Santa. And I've known them basically all my life. I went to school with Santa, and they lived right across the street from where I lived, from where I just moved from. They lived right across the street, so we've been close. So last year we had them at Two Jeans Treasures, but this year we decided to just let them come up here and us should be a part of it. So we took Elena, the little girl that we helped take care of. Well, the very first year she met Santa, she cried. She didn't want Santa to touch her. Yes, last year she got to know Santa because he was at our place. She was comfortable at our place, at our store. So she was able to get to know Santa. So this year, she was just like, that's an old friend of mine. She just jumped up there and started talking to him. Yeah, so we had a good afternoon. We did. She ate a little bit too many of the treats they were serving as refreshments, so she got a tummy ache and had to go home. So, yeah. My cousin Jean and I, her name is Charlotte Jean, and my name is Diana Jean. We're the two Jeans. She and I have been close since we were children. She's actually the first person that I ever told that I was a transsexual when I was a teenager. She gave me my first makeup and my first dress. She's been there supporting me all of my life, and she supports me now. She's up there with my mother as far as with someone who loved to support people that she knows that are getting a short end of the stick. She's that way, not just with me, but for everybody within the community. She's always helping people, always doing for people. That's just who she is. She's a good soul. And I had already retired before I went through my divorce. But about the time that took place, Jane started experiencing some medical issues. So I had to devote my time into being a caregiver for her. So that went on for a couple of years. First she had an infection in a cornea in her eye, and then she had a wreck and nearly was killed, so she had to convalesce from that. And then she decided to retire from the bank. But she didn't like sitting around, even though she could do anything she wanted to do. She wanted to get out and do something. So we had always been collectors, and we decided we were going to go into this antique, collectibles, thrift. It's something to keep us busy. We could continue to go out and collect. That was the fun part. But after that, we'd have somewhere to sell it, not have to store it somewhere. But for the first 2 years, it was just in the planning stages. We were still going out on a weekly basis, on buying trips. We had my house filled. We had her attic, all of her storage areas filled. Everything was, we didn't have room for anything. But all that time we were trying to find a building, and the only thing we could find was the church that we finally moved our stuff into. So it's just something that evolved in our old age, like our last big hurrah. We were having a blast doing it. We were learning from it. Now, I was an antique dealer years ago, but I had never worked with antique malls and things. Actually, when I did antiques, there was no such thing as an antique mall. There were flea markets, but there were no such thing as really antique malls. So I had never been involved with one of those. But Lord, we have really done good with the antique malls. Because you can always put an interesting collection together in Antique Mall. And all these people that are looking for that kind of thing, they come in. So we have done much better than we ever anticipated. And that means our store is helter-skelter. It's a wreck. One of the reasons I don't like to film in there anymore, because it's just stuff everywhere. It's even dangerous for customers to come in. But when you're wheeling and dealing, you don't have time for all that extra stuff. So that's where we are with our lives right now. We just had a Christmas open house and a visit for Santa at this particular antique mall, the Ruby Cats Antique Mall and Collectibles in Macon, Mississippi. We have 3 booths there. We have one that's antiques and collectibles. And then we have one that's we call Santa Land, that has a large collection of dolls and toys and games. And then we have Christmas ornaments in there right now. And then we have Two Jeans Closet, which has clothing and boots and things like that. So we've just been really doing good, keeping ourselves busy. We've got this little plan in our heads that by the time I'm 75, I expect we're going to be winding down with the energy. So our plan is to call in an auctioneer and to sell everything we have left and take a world cruise. That's my dream. And probably come back and go straight into a nursing home, because I'll need it after all that travel. But my life has been fun. I've always just put myself on automatic pilot. I'm Asperger's, and if I had to do like these transgender people and go out and have people to laugh at me and make fun of me and try to cause trouble, or the ones that are trying to pretend and they have to act and pretend all the time, I couldn't have done it. From the moment I left home, it's like I'm putting this on automatic pilot. And whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens, happens. That's just the way I live my life. Well, I've got to get in this store and get me something to drink. I'm parked outside of a convenience store. So, yeah. Go out and live your lives. If you're really transsexual, just be yourself. Put it on automatic pilot. Whatever it is, it is. If I don't act feminine enough, okay. This is automatic pilot. Whatever it is what it is. I'm not going to be fake. I don't have time to sit and worry about thinking about anything. I got too much else to think about right now to sit and worry about. Am I acting like a woman? Fuck that, I don't care. I'm acting like me. Whatever I act like, that's it. Whatever you see me as, that's what I am. I don't care. I'm lucky that I haven't been misgendered. I'm lucky that I've been able to go and travel and not have any trouble. I mean, I know when someone smiles at you and says hello, they're not pegging you. When they look like, that's when they're pegging you. I know, it's awful though, as you get old and all the things that you took for granted, they start to go away. But I'm okay. I hold my own with genetic-born women my age. I do. I get lots of attention from the men folks. And the women, too. They love to tell me how smartly dressed I am. And how beautiful my makeup looks. Or my hair. Well, this is a wig today. This is a Say Something wig day. I got up this morning to get ready. And I couldn't find where to put my curling iron. That's why I couldn't do my hair. So I had to grab this wig. To Say Something wig day. But I can rock a wig. I've always been able to throw a wig on, and I work with it. I'm not somebody like these trans-testicle men that they put on a wig and they don't even know what they're looking like. They don't have any idea how they actually look. Because they don't have the feminine instinct. They can't look in a mirror and know what it takes to make you look pretty. Because they're men. I'm sorry, I was going to not make this a negative video. I'm tired of all the negativity. I'm tired of myself being all negative. I just rather not think about those people. If they would just quit saying that we're all the same when we're not all the same. Our brains are not the same. That's like saying everybody who has any kind of mental illness are all the same. And they're not. I never had any kind of fetish, putting on bras and panties and that kind of crap. Ugh. And I know about those people. I have been involved with cross-dressers that wanted to think they could evolve into transgender women. Even to the point of asking me to get them hormones. No, I don't do that. If you can't do what I did, which I went out and done black market, but I wanted it bad enough to do it. If you can't find a way, I'm sorry. Most of you won't go to a doctor because you know the doctor will say, no. They won't play into your silliness. And when they cut out all this gender positivity crap, and they start getting gatekeepers. Yes, you people need gatekeepers. With the amount of detransitioners that have ruined their lives because they did not have gatekeepers. They did not have any protocol that they had to follow that would safeguard them into making a mistake. So yes, there needs to be gatekeepers. They need to go through what my generation had to go through. You had to prove to those doctors that it was what was right for you. Otherwise, they would not sign off on any kind of surgery. So, things need to regress. Alrighty. I'll go back and look at this and see if I can even put it up. Hi, everybody. This is Diana Jean.
This is Charlotte Jean.
And we're the Two Jeans of Two Jeans Treasures. And we want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and a Happy New Year.
All right, come on down to
Ruby Cat.
Ruby Cat.
Hey, Christmas.
Oh, he's got some. He's got some. Come on.